yo. Hey, it's September 20th, 2024. Where'd all time go? Bills are due in 10 days. What the hell? Anyway, hey guys, how are you? Good to see you again. I'm back with our friend, the SoHo. And last week, I had the SoHo and I heard all kinds of sounds. So I thought today we'd go a little Gretsch. This is my 59 reissue. To make up for the real 59 Gretsch I had to sell. But it's all nothing stock on this guitar except for the tuning keys. Tom Jones, TV Jones made me some really nice pickups for it. I have German stainless steel bar in the Bigsby and the roller bridge. Michael DeTemple redid the frets for me, made a new nut. It rings and stays in tune, all the things you don't think of for Gretches. So I'm back on the SoHo. I'm on the clean channel here, going between the low gain and the high gain switch. If you guys aren't familiar with Gretches, you can have a lot of fun with them. They're really different. They're low output pickups. Like these pickups are, gosh, I think 5K, something like that. Like really, really low. I spent a long time talking with Mr. Jones, me and Mr. Jones, on the phone, and he figured out what I like in Gretches. It's kind of a Beatle-y thing. It's kind of a Neil Young thing. Brian Mendes, how are you, buddy? Oh, so for you guys, Brian's on Facebook. We have guys on YouTube also. So, like, the Facebook guys don't see the YouTube comments and vice versa. So I'll try to read them as much as I can. I am reading, playing guitar, trying to have a coherent conversation at the same time, which none of those things are easy for me by themselves. But you hear that neat little sound on the Gretsch? That kind of spanky telly kind of sound, only it's got a different mid-range con to it. That's really fun. Brian Mendes, one of my dearest friends, right here on the show with us right now. Brian, we got to get you on here live. I can do two other people here on my dashboard. I can bring them in. But I think you got to log into StreamYard and we got to do some conspiracy. So you heard So Brian Mendes and I used to be in a band called the Clarences. You have to look that one up. We were in another band together called the Valley Village Idiots, but the Clarences was the most fun. And we all had stage names. My name was Mayonnaise. See if you can figure out why that is. Hey, George Lee. Hey, hello from Tulsa. Hey, back at you from Los Angeles. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Today is Gretsch and SoHo Day. I'm going to repeat that a few times as people log in, right? It usually takes about 10 minutes or so for everybody to get on. It's got that sound. It's like you hear so many songs, and when you play it on a Gretsch, you go, oh, there it is. Like, I get that. Like all the Who records, most of the Who records, after they got out of their Rickenbacker pop rock band phase, their late 60s, early 70s to mid 70s stuff, was a Gretsch a Tennessean or a country gentleman through a 310 Bandmaster. Hey, Doug Robert, it is kind of dirty. I'm on the dirtiest part of the clean channel. I can go real clean. Or do you mean it sounds dirty like, oh, you dirty? That boy is dirty. Either one, it does both. So I haven't even gone to the bump yet. I got the bump really cranked up on here right now. I'm out of tune. Just as I said, it stays in tune. But like we go full bump, right? very low output pickup, so it's not going to be like massive swamped out crunch like you would think of, Paul Reed Smith or something like that, or Ibanez. Very different sound. But we were playing a bunch of AC/DC last week, and Malcolm Young. There we go, culprit string. Think about it, Bigsby's. If they've been sitting like this I haven't played this guitar in a while. Come on. The strings go up and down. God forbid I actually use the whammy bar, but actually this one works pretty well. Dirty in a good way, maybe sexy is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's right. Like, oh girl, you dirty. But I like it down here on sort of the medium setting. Saludos desde Caracas, Venezuela. Hey, saludos, DJ Melkor. Bienvenidos. Nice to see you. Is everything going okay down there in Venezuela? Hey, Randy Krath, how are you? I'm well, buddy. How are you? Really glad you made it. Thanks so much. I hope everything's okay down there in Venezuela. We hear things in the news about election problems and possible violence, and I hope that's not hitting you. So for you guys logging in, I'm just got my 59 Gretsch reissue that's very modified and improved, I think. So I have the lots of travel lately. Hey, right on, Randy. Good stuff. So yeah, one of the biggest things I noticed if you have a Bigsby is Callahan. They make the German stainless steel bridge parts, which really make your guitar ring. That white Strat of mine has a Callahan bridge set on it. And wow, that guitar came to life. It was great. It does make it kind of spanky and bright, but the resonance and the sustain is ridiculous. So I put that on the main bar here on my Bigsby. I'll show you. This piece right here is the German stainless steel from Callahan. And wow, it woke the guitar up. And then I got just off a Stumac, I got a roller bridge. So with brass saddles inside there. And it makes the guitar way more serviceable. I don't know how many guys have Gretches, but constantly going out of tune, right? Anyway, it's a really neat sound. I love it. So the bridge pickup and the neck pickup, TV Jones made for me. And if I remember correctly, the bridge pickup is more of a like little more aggressive, like Neil Young-y kind of sound. And then the neck one is very vintage, like very 50s. You know that thing? It never gets old, does it? Oops. So easy to play, isn't it? You can still hear some glassy little clean. Right. If I could play guitar better, you'd probably get a better idea of what's happening here. But I think you get the basics, right? But we're really here to talk about the SoHo, which is for sale. Mike and I are still raising money to build prototypes. It's going very well so far. We've sold 5 or 6 amps. It's really good. It really helps. Thank you very much. Traveling Wheelberries just came out of nowhere. Gretchy sounds. Oh, we were talking about AC/DC, right? That's the sound. Malcolm Young played a Gretsch his whole career. Rest his soul. Not heavy about pickups. Just a cranked up Marshall and a Gretsch. As far as I know, he didn't use any effects at all, right? Yeah. Rob Price says, I use D'Addario ground flats on my Gretsch. That's probably a great idea with my Bigsby's, and they stay in tune halfway decent. I just grab whatever strings are in my little bag over here, and I think these are just Ernie Ball 10s or maybe D'Addario 10s. No, I take it back. There's 11s on there because this thing plays so good. Michael DeTemple set it up so good. We went to 11s, the Ernie Ball 11s, because Michael put them on. Michael's an Ernie Ball guy. He was friends with Ernie. Oh, I gotta take a message. Sorry, very important person I need to speak to. A guy you all know. Matter of fact, you probably have his book. Very AC/DC sound, isn't it? That stuff in high school so much. I could still sing that high. If you want to rock and roll, when I was like 15. Hear that percussive thing? That's a Gretsch. That's what they do. They're really fun. George Ludlow Lee says, what's the tube set in the SoHo? Good question. The power section are EL84s. This is tube rectified EL84. So there's a, what do you call it? EZ81 rectifier in there. It looks like an EL84, but it's just a rectifier. And then V1 is an EF86, which is a pentode. V2 is a 12x7, which we use as a gain stage. And then the second triode in that tube is a cathode follower. And then it has a half-wave phase inverter. So it's cathode biased. And a lot of the sound comes from the half-wave phase inverter. It's really good sound. It's the same phase inverter that's in our London. But if you're not familiar with an EF86... that's one of them. This thing will focus on it. Hello. Put it right there. Little EF86. My little EF86. And I still have these. These are some EI, a really strictly matched set of EL84s, if anyone's interested. These are made on Telefunken machinery, and they went out of business, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, here's the specs on that EF86. But who cares? Amprex? Anybody? Hey, Dan, do you know Vic Silva from around the same time you went to GIT? He was a student of Joe Pass. I don't remember that. Doesn't mean I didn't meet him. Hi, Marcus Derby just joined in. Where did the SoHo come back from? This is, hey, Pat Garrity, how are you, bud? Hey, I need one. I need a brown box, man. Love your marquee. Oh, good, Rob. Yeah, the marquee is cool. That's one of the ones I want to bring back with our new little schema. This SoHo was a build sample. We had a bunch of build samples left over and we ended our license deal. They sat for a while. Mike Franciscini, I know you sold the company, but you know people. What the hell, man? Pat, I'm kidding you. So Mike Franciscini had an opportunity to buy them really cheaply because he still does work for those guys. They're the guys that make Friedman and Morgan and Soldano and stuff like that. So he bought them all really cheap. And they've been sitting for a while now, like 4 years. COVID. He bought them right around COVID. And we decided to turn them back into real gear. So these are brand new cabinets, new metalwork, new badge, everything. The amp is, fully warranted. Judge George Lee says, I had a London Pro for a while, have 2 Dr. Z amps using the EF86 tube, and M12 in the roots. Oh, nice. Mike Zate makes really nice amps, and he's a really nice guy. Anyway, I'm kind of in love with this mid-gain sound at the moment. I can try some other guitars if you want to hear things. That's really good. Let's go dirtier and see what happens then. Ed Godet says, hell yeah, jangly and punchy as hell. Yeah, it's a good combination. Vic had a cool Strat, Doug Roberts says, from CBS and an SG painted like cream Eric Clapton. Your amp sounds great. Oh, thank you. There were a few guys that had guitars painted like the Fool. The Fool was the guy that painted Clapton's guitar and George Harrison's guitar and stuff. There are a few guys there that had that. There were a bunch of them floating around L.A. when I went to GIT in 86 and 87. So it wasn't that incredibly far removed from that period, Sort of like if you guys were looking for a guitar from 2007, it's like, wasn't that long ago. There you can really hear the EL84 compression, right? When you put some distortion into it. EL84s compress a lot. And it's kind of like, it's that pedal everyone overpays like crazy for. The Klon pedal. It's just a compressor with distortion in it. Kind of makes it forgiving. That's a bump all the way up. I can turn it down a little bit. Let's go a little on 4. This is master voltage, Marcus Derby asked. Master volume or master voltage? This is master voltage, right? So if I drop it down to 3. And go back up to 10. Kind of got that down. I never was a big fan of Foreigner. I just love guitar sounds. This is not a Marshall circuit or Marshall E2s. It just kind of pulls it off, right? Go back down to the medium gain. George Lee asks, have you tried the 6 NP14s in lieu of the EL84s? I have. They don't act exactly like EL84s. I know they're sold as a direct replacement. Every amp that I've tried them in, the grid goes higher than the plate. It'll still work like that. It just doesn't behave the same. It's not even dangerous. It's just weird. Rob Price says, love my Dr. Z Rec Jr., but at gigging it either with my Little Whiskey, Little Whiskey or Friedman Dirty Shirley Mini due to the active effects. So yeah, that's a good pile of amps you got there, man. Are they tonally different? Yeah, they're different. If I remember correctly, the upper mid-range content is a little stronger in the Russian tube. Almost to the point where you need to make changes. We tried it for fun because there was a time when I was having a hard time getting a bunch of reliable EL84s, and those were always around. We did an experiment with them. I chose not to. Doesn't mean you can't have fun playing with them. They're safe to put in the amp. There's nothing wrong with them. But we would have to change the circuit. And then I thought, well, you know what? If somebody had an old amp and we put those in there, it wouldn't sound good. And then if we made new amps, it would be different. But like I said, it doesn't mean you can't have fun experimenting with it. And you got to. Buy a pair, have fun with it. If you're in a cathode biased amp, it's fine. It biases itself. Doug Roberts says, I'm loving my Empire. Oh, thanks, man. Well, it loves you too, buddy. Let's go down super clean. I mean, I have the amp up on 7, so it's not going to be dead clean. I can make it dumb clean if you want. Gretches are cool, man. I love that sound. If there's another guitar you want to hear through this, let me know. I've got Les Pauls and Strats, and I don't have any Juniors or Tellys here right now, but I got, 3 different Strats there. My 60 custom shop one that has the Jason Lawler pickups. I have the mid-80s Yoshino factory Strat that has the Ron Ellis pickups in it. I have my Blue Elliott Strat, which is maybe my favorite guitar I've ever owned. No P90s here right now, George. This is as close as you're going to get. That's a mistake on my part. I apologize. There's your 60s tone, right? If you're of a certain age, That sound never gets old. Here's the key to that whole song. If it were played in halftime, you would hear this dissonant note that makes all the tension. That's it. They do it so quickly, though, you don't notice it, but it creates tension, and then it resolves really hard, so at full speed, you know. Really pulls. It's clever. Might have been an accident. I don't know, but it's clever. I like it. But that sounds like poopy doody at slow speed, doesn't it? But fast, nothing pulls harder to a G than that, right? So you think you've lost your mind? Oh, I saw it yesterday. No, this is black. This is black. You might be... I have a picture, ironically, here on my desk of the red Gretsch that I sold to David Cobb that he ended up giving... This is dusty, but you get the idea. He ended up giving this to Jason Isbell. Very dusty picture, but... yeah, that's the one that I'm trying to recreate. Man, that guitar was so good. Oh, my God. It was just alive. And Cobb loved it so much. And when he and Isbell did that record, said Dave Cobb and I have traded gear for years. And it's always been like, hey, man, we'll do this. And if I ever want to get rid of it, I'll give you first choice, right? And I sold it to him during the recession when times were, if you guys remember what it was like doing business in the recession, it was quite strenuous. Marshall 412 impulse response, George. George says, what speaker setup are you playing through? It's a UA aux box. I'm just playing through with their Marshall 412 impulse response. Nothing, I haven't changed anything, straight out of the box. So anyway, Cobb loved the guitar so much, he talked me into selling it to him. And then after a while, he called me and said, hey, I did this record with Jason Isbell. We sold like 3 million copies. Your guitar is all over the record. I kind of want to give it to him as a gift, but I'll give you first chance to buy it back, which was very nice. But at the moment I was broke. So I said, hey man, enjoy it. Tell Jason to enjoy it. I like Jason Isbell a lot. Like the red one I traded for a Les Paul at the coffee shop. Oh, hey, Jeff. I forgot that's your stage name, Marcus Derby. I forgot. We did have a blast. Let's do that again soon. What the heck? It's a good friend, Jeff, there. Jeff has a very sensitive government job, so we're going to call him Marcus Derby. If you guys knew what it was, you'd all want to give him a big hug. How about next month? Yeah, whenever you want. I'll be here, man. Let's give it a little more hair. Yeah. Maybe too dirty for Beatles. Let's go down super clean, but turn the volume up. Yeah, put some verb on that. That would be just right. Who can sing it? Go for it. I used to sing that song a lot. Uh-oh, another important person. I just got to send a message back. It's a good friend of mine's birthday today. Sorry. There's very few people that are on this list, and they're all calling me today during the show. Yeah. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working. Been working. That's right. Boy, it's been a long time. Like a dog. I used to sing that in my high school band. And I was in a band in Atlanta called The Law, which is kind of a raunch and roll band, right? The remnants of that became the Black Crowes. And I used to give our singer a break. I would do Bob Dylan singing Hard Day's Night. Only it was really as if Led Zeppelin was playing it, right? Been a hard day night. And I've been working like a dog. But when I get home to you, I find that you do will make me feel alright. That stuff sounds right on a Gretsch, doesn't it? You know, like... Clap, 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 clap. Rob Price says, I love my Gretches, but I'm a bit nervous about gigging with them. Yeah, I know the feeling. That's why I did the upgrades on this guitar, so I could have confidence in it. Did use my Broadcaster Junior at the second to last gig. Cool. Yeah, so like that Callahan bridge and the roller bridge, honestly, I just bought it at StuMac. And then getting a nice bone nut. This thing stays in tune and plays like... Passy Pulkinen. Hey, sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Master Fire. Oh, thanks, man. I assume that's positive. And just for tonal reference, you know, I was playing those Stone Temple Pilot songs. You heard them through an Empire and a Whiskey, through Les Pauls and Strats. Clumsy, wasn't it? I was trying to read at the same time. I think the EF86 brings out a little bit of that string texture, you know. So if you leave the gain down on the clean side and then turn the bump on, you get technically a fourth sound, right? Kind of like if you got an old car with a manual overdrive, you get some weird gears. I don't have a guitar with many humbuckers up here. Howard Johnson at the Bill Pickett Rodeo in Washington, D.C. Man, hey, buddy, how are you? Tell everybody hi. Stay safe out there. Hope you're well, Howard. See you soon. It's kind of got that. That sort of sound. And then if I go in here and just kick the gain up on the clean side a little more, you get a little more raunchy. Mike Bledsoe, hey man, how you doing? Nice talking to you yesterday. This is a 20 watt amp. 20 watts, 2-0. It's a little booger. And if with the master voltage, you can run it down to about 5 watts before it starts to, you know, tubes need a certain amount of voltage to work correctly. They don't work all the way down to nothing. Which was kind of funny when we made the master voltage. People really want a dirty little amp that they can play next to the television in their house. And it's hard to do with a tube amp. Tubes need a certain amount of electricity to operate. Sorry, I got the hiccups. They need a certain amount of electricity to operate correctly. And it's really hard to knock that volume down. The new amps that Mike and I are working on, though, we got a solution for you. I think in the vernacular of the day, we say, we got something for your ass right there. Let's see, let's go a little less gain. Let's go clean sound, gain up. $20 watts is a giggable volume. I don't know what it's like in Atlanta these days, but here in LA, stage volumes are dead quiet. Like, you need the master voltage on this here. Nobody wants loud guitars anymore. What you can do, though, is mic it, you know. Because it's not super loud amp, you can use a really big diaphragm mic live, and it sounds killer, which is what Peter does. He's playing those little Marshalls now, but for a long time, he played this or a London. And he can use very large diaphragm tube mic, and it sounds great live. Sounds very studio-ish instead of 57s, which can be a little bit like this when you're on stage, you know. That's neck pickup, you know. Man, I'm strictly stuck in rock and roll world today, not rock world. If you want more dirt, just let me know. I'm not a super dirty player, and the older I get, less dirt I like, you know. Kind of covers up the guitar, but that's just me. Yeah, this guitar's staying in tune, right? I've been playing for, what, 30 minutes? Once I got it to settle. Let's turn the volume down. that tune. Rob Price says, I got my whiskey so I could play outdoor gigs without being mic'd. And 15, 20 watts is enough for most gigs. Yeah, I played a lot of gigs with SoHos. I have a little SoHo combo that Marcus Derby has right now. I used to gig with that. It was great. A little barking dog back there. It sounds really good. Dynamic finger picking. That's it. What's the gain? I'm on the clean channel mic, and the volume's on like 5.5, yeah. Somewhere around there. And this is a very low output guitar mic. If you had a humbucker or, a little higher output, so I can play a regular Strat through it if you want to hear it. I know you're a Strat guy, so. Yeah, I got to kind of kill it right at 1 o'clock today, too. So let's do that. Let's throw a Strat on and see what's up. Take care of my buddy Mike. Hold on 1 second. You guys might remember Mike Bledsoe. He was our election correspondent during the 2020 election. And 2016, by the way. Down in Georgia, my old hometown of Atlanta. We'll do this guy. This is my custom shop 60 reissue that has the Callahan bridge set on it that I told you about, which I cannot recommend enough. That changed my life. I've had it a long time, 15 years or something. It's holy shit, I'll never change it. Ooh. Hey, I'm pretty in tune. Right on. And Jason Lawler, Dirty Blondes. The pickups are Jason Lawler's Dirty Blondes. I love this guitar. I kind of changed everything. The frets, Michael DeTemple refretted it for me and made a new nut. But if you need any work done, it's worth shipping your guitar to Michael DeTemple. He's so good. He's such a master. So if I go back over here to the dirty side, Trey Berupa's Halo Dan, Master Volters is at 10. That's correct, yes. A little bright. This guitar's a little brighter. Let's tone it down just a hair. And get the idea. Stratocaster. Go down to a little cleaner. I know that's not right. I don't have to write me letters. Some different pickup combinations. I'm Butcher and Hendrix for your entertainment. Those are Lawler Dirty Blondes. Mike, they're a little hot. I mean, not too much. I think they're like mid 7s. Not like crazy 8 and 9K pickups, but like 7.5, 7.6, somewhere around there. They're really nice. And then, like I said, I've got the Callahan bridge, block, and springs under here, which is made out of that German stainless steel. Man, that's just money well spent, I gotta tell you. If I'm being honest, like Simon Cowell, when I bought this guitar, I bought it because it looked good. And I could tell right away it was a really good piece of wood. I didn't even buy it. Actually, Peter got it for me through Fender's Custom Shop. Oh, man, you're really generous, Mike. Thank you, buddy. I love you for that. Thank you. Jimmy's just magic, and humans can't recreate magic. But thank you. You're a really good friend. I owe you for that. And the guys at the Custom Shop picked it out for us, and it's a really great piece of wood. Like the neck, the geometry of the neck is fantastic. The body itself just feels like it's not heavy, it's not light. It's just right, and it's a really good piece of alder, I think. So I just loved it, but I did not like the pickups that were in there. And the bridge was one of those old pop metal, which was fine. I just kind of wanted to make a Strat that jumps a little more, right? Master voltage at 10. Yeah, that's right. And off. And there's no attenuation going on. There's no speaker. I'm just using the audio out from the aux box into my, I could probably easier. I'm not sure. Looking at your name, maybe English isn't your first language, so which is cool. I'm the grandson of immigrants, so it's all good. It's just the aux box going into here. Yeah? And then this is going out to my computer. That's it. There's no speaker. No attenuation at all. Mike Bledsoe says, so it's the metal density of the Callahan bridge. Yeah, as I understand it, and don't quote me on this, but as I understand it, the German stainless steel is really, really pure. So when you make regular steel, there's carbon contamination and silicon and all sorts of stuff that make the vibrations going through the steel get distorted, right? It acts more of a damper than a conductor. So with the German stainless steel, it's really, really pure. I don't know if it's any more dense or not. It might be. I honestly don't know. I'm pleading the fifth here. But as I understand, it's just the purity of it. It's clean so that vibrations go through it and better. And the vibrations of your strings are not muffled and they're not distorted. I don't know if that makes sense or not. That's how I understand it. And man, I can certainly tell a difference. I mean, really tell a difference. I've tried a bunch of different bridge sets. And man, this one, I think I got this in like, if 2009 or something, 2008. And man, there's no way I'm changing it. It's awesome. Still kind of bright, isn't it? Let's turn it down, treble down a little bit. Where are you from, Trebe? Repus. Where are you from? Where do you live? Say hello. Olympic white, Mike. You know why. It's a relic. It's, beat up and everything. The camera's making it, you can't see the patina in the paint here, but it's cracked, and you know why it's this color. I had that poster just like you did when you were a kid. If you want to go real dirt. I never get this right, but it's just fun. Just forgive me. No one can play it right. Whoops. I know you want to hear some Strat sounds, Mike. I'm trying. Just forgive my... Whatever it is. I can't remember the riffs now. I sat in my bedroom when 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Listen to that going, oh my God. How does that guy do that? How does that work? Every once in a while, you kind of want to go into a deep... Rob Price says, I have an older Callahan bridge with a new Callahan on my Gilmore parts caster. Oh, cool. Newer Callahan black, that is. Right on. So you know the joys of Callahan, and you understand German stainless steel. It's worth it. It's a little more expensive. It's not crazy expensive. Like this bridge set's like $175 with the springs and the block and the whole bridge. And it's not crazy. It's not like $500 or something. Michael Mine, what's up from Florida? Sounds good. Do SoHo and London use the same preamp? No, they do not. Very different preamp. Good question. So the London is a single gain stage. On the color channel, it's just an EF86 going into phase inverter, going into the power section. On the Marshall channel, it's a single gain stage, and the other triode is used as a tremolo. So very simple compared to this amp, whereas this is an EF86, same tubes, just different structure, right? EF86 is V1, valve 1, tube 1. That's where the V comes from. In Europe, they're called valves. So V1. V2 is a 12AX7. The first triode we're using as a gain stage. The second triode we're using as a cathode follower. Cathode follower is not in the London, and there's no second gain stage. But it does have the same phase inverter, which this kind of phase inverter is a half-wave phase inverter. It creates distortion. It distorts beautifully. Adds a lot of character. Mike Bledsoe says, that's $25 more than the American-made Fender bridge. Yeah, and you're getting 5 times the bridge, trust me. Love and respect to our buddies at Fender, but this is a different world. This is next level stuff. It's Callahan with an M. Callaham. Tell them I sent you. They know who I am. Let's go back over here. Need a little more distortion than that, don't we? Let's just kill the clean side. Unfortunately, I break the fender arms off my bridges. I don't use them. I never use them. Same thing. I bust them or strip them or something. Oh. Randy Cresso's got to go, Dan. It's always good to see your face and hear your guitar wisdom. Oh, man, thank you, brother. It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you and the missus are doing fantastic. I got to cut it off here in a minute. I got to go pick up a car. You guys, some of you know my little side hustle is managing a vintage car collection, which is really, really fun. Anyway, you get the idea. And we're at 57 minutes, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it. What does that sound like? Is it in D? Oh no, I'm mixing up. Losing You versus no. Didn't have to love me like you did, but you did, but you did. And I thank you. I can't sing. Don't bother. Don't bother. Save your letters. I don't need the emails and the threatening texts, threats of violence. You get the idea. It sounds about right, huh? I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, guys, so I can got to make my appointment to pick up this automobile. I should have played that. She don't love me. She love my automobile. Yeah. Anyway, hey, thanks for dropping by, guys. We had a nice crowd today. Great questions. Mike Bledsoe says, Rob Price, bend the tremolo arm up just beneath the plastic tip so that it takes all the load off the tremolo arm and closes to the body and puts it on that part of the trim. Nice. Mike is a Strat expert. I know that for a fact. I've known Mike. How long have I known you, Mike? 40 years? 38 years? 36 years? 37 years? Something like that. Mike is a Strat guy. Anyway, I do got to run. SoHo is for sale. There's my email on the screen. You can message me here on Facebook since 85. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a long time. Woohoo. Almost 40 years. How about that? I'm not, but I'm only 44 years old. Metric. Anyway, you can message me on Facebook, Dan Boole. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. 65 Amps webpage. Fans of 65 Amp. We were kids then, weren't we? I was totally a kid. Like 85, I was 20 years old. Woo! Committing sins. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Anyway, get a hold of me. There's lots of ways to find me. I'm easy to find. There's not too many people. You're welcome, Trebe. I hope it helped you. Yeah, I will. Yeah, you saw the picture, Mike, yesterday. You saw the picture of the car. That's what I'm going to pick up today. Wee-hoo, should be all good. Anyway, I love you, fellas, and I really appreciate you wasting your time. I mean, spending your time with me. It's fantastic. I genuinely feel honored. I'm not just saying that. Oh, in the Netherlands. All right. Dankjewel. Thanks for coming. No, honestly, all jokes aside, I'm very grateful that you came by and spent some time with me. I really enjoy talking to you guys. I wish it was more of a two-way thing. I'm going to get Brian Mendes on here for sure on a split screen. Peter Stroud wants to do it. And a few other people. We can have a good time. We can have a very good time. Anyway, once again, I love you guys. Take care. Peace and happiness. You too, Mike. Love you, buddy. And to be continued. I'll be back next week with some amp. Might be this one if no one buys it. But you're going to buy it. Somebody's going to buy it. So it's no big deal. Anyway, sincere best. And I will see you very soon. All right. Love you. Bye.